Hello guys, today we are going to discuss about the existing workflow and modify it according to follow-ups here. So this is the existing workflow in our system. I am opening that. I'm just going to that workflow and I will give a demo on this existing workflow. Just a minute. So I am clicking on organization and clicking on create customer test. Okay. Now as you can see, my ID is go to status, and as you can see my ID is S4MDG7. So I am submitting from S4MDG7 and it is going to this user ZS4MDG71. This is a sample test user ID because it is assigned to this particular role. So I am going to this test. I'm just giving grouping and ABS. I'm clicking on check and submit. So I have submitted this workflow. Now I can just refresh it. Now you can see it is showing final check to be performed. That means it is last level approver. That means in this particular one, this is at this level approver. That means it is with global data steward. Now to verify that, I can show you this user ID. So if I go to workflow log, you can see ZS4MDG71. This is assigned to this particular role, ZCMDG test 1. So PFCG is the here in role ZMDG test 1. So you can see this particular role is assigned to this particular user ID is assigned to this particular role. So this role is assigned at first level, so it is working as expected for now. Now the requirement is, let's come to our requirement here. Before closing the CR, create a follow-up CR with this business partner. So this is the requirement. That means a follow-up CR with change request has to get created. So to resolve this one, let's first see what is this workflow. So I am going to BRF plus. Currently this is the workflow which is existing in the system. Now I am going to add a synchronous system method badi. That means we have to call a program externally from SAP only, just without using dynamic or anything. We have to call it from non-user agent table. So already I have maintained one service here, Z follow-ups here, and process pattern as 2, synchronous system method, and this conditional alias. So as of now I am not using this conditional alias now. This conditional alias, if it is not generally first time, it will not exist in the system. We have to create this one, and we have to assign any service name which is in the system. So Z follow-ups here I am using here, and same one I will add here. So I am going to edit mode, some locking issue. If you face this type of locking issue, just guys go to SM12 and just delete it. Select all and delete. I will just do this because this is demo system, we can do this. Now I am going to edit mode. Now I will add one extra step just after activation. So here we can see after this step, after activation, it is going to send a message to the system that it is going to get activated. If it is successfully activated, this workflow will get closed with 99 as step. Just before this, what I have to do, I am adding one more step here with this symbol as conditional else, because it is there as synchronous system method. Now here what I am doing is I am adding some new step 98. So this description is not there in the system yet, I can maintain later. Now this here status I am just giving as 02 for now, because it is in progress. Now I am going here, instead of, so 98 it is added here, so here also I will move this one to the bottom. So here 99 I am shifting here, 99, and 05 I will shift here, 05, here 02, here I will add as 98. So now after 95, after activation, if activation is successfully, then this condition alias will get called. So dollar symbol means, we can see here in non-user agent, dollar symbol means it is completing of workflow. That has to be done at last. That's why I am going to edit, and I will maintain this as dollar. Here I will add this symbol. So this will call system method badi, system method caller badi. Now from 98 uh, we have to add here as well 98 as previous step. So now what happens, after 00 it will go to this condition alias and 10 will come, and this condition alias will call this condition alias will route this particular workflow to a user ID according to the user agent table, and after that it will go to 10th step. So at 10th step we will have option activate and reject. If he activates it, it will go to at the rate. At the rate means in the system, in non-user agent I have maintained as the rate as activation step. Here in the system, activation step will get executed here. After that 95 will get called. So at 95, if activation is successful, then system method body will get called here. So after that this workflow will go on completion. That's it. Now we can see this workflow has been completed. Now click on activate, but we should not test now, because in non-user agent we have maintained this service name, but there is no body created yet for this service name. So z follow-ups here, this service name we have to use inside synchronous system method caller. So I am going to sc18 or else we can go to mdg for simplicity. I don't need to remember any baddies now. So I can go to process modeling, and I can go to workflow, rule based workflow, and business add-ins. Here we can see there are 5 baddies which are maintained by standard SAP. So what we have to do is, now we have to deal with calling of system method for rule based workflow. I have to click this and create a new implementation. So ZEI underscore create follow-ups here. So I am just creating this, and in short text create follow-ups here. Just this short text I am giving. Click on OK. So now badi implementation zbi underscore. Now what is the badi? Create follow up cr. This is the badi I am using, and again class as cl underscore create follow up underscore cr. This is the class I am using. So this class is not yet created. You can see this class is not yet created in the system. So I'm giving a new name here. Now after clicking on OK, it will ask this. I'm creating empty implementation and empty class and local object. Now this enhancement implementation will get created, and this badi has been created. Now first of all I have to go to filter values and create a combination. So here I am just using the one which I have used here. So in synchronous system method I can see z follow up c underscore cr. So this one should be linked to this one, z follow up underscore cr. So exactly it should be same. I can see it is fine. Now I am doing this and go to implementing class. Here don't go into this method directly because it is not yet implemented. If it asks, we can create the implementation. Yes, save this. Now here just click on all and activate first time. So without any code it is activated, and go back and go to this one. So here we have to do some coding. We need some expertise on MDG APIs. So first of all, when it comes here, this code will get executed by SAP WF40 background user. So when it comes here, first we have to know how to create follow-ups here. So follow-ups here is already provided by SAP out of the box, but it is not directly configurational. So here I am just creating instance of CL USMD C request API. This is called change request API. Change request API, and here we have to get instance. So now I will get instance of this from background program. So this C request is, I don't need to give this here. If I give this will not work with another CR, because we have to create a new CR and connect that as follow-ups here. So I am not using this one. And here model name I have to give as BP. So instead of hard coding I am just giving the interface which I know by standard. Here GC BP model, I am just giving this. This is also a BP. Now importing, I don't need any messages for now. In projects you can use that. For sample I am not using. Now here the API which is coming from that, I am just taking it into LO underscore C request underscore API. So now I am taking this into C request API. Now we have to use C request API. From this we have to use this one, create change request by reference, create C request by reference. If I use this, I will get reference ID. We have to export it. Reference ID means it is a CR ID, reference change request ID. Reference change request means the one in which workflow I am, which in which workflow we are in for first time. So when we are opening here, a new change request will get created, right? That comes as here iv underscore cr underscore number. We can give here iv underscore cr underscore number. So here C request type, this one means after that follow-ups here, which type of change request that follow-ups here has to get triggered. So I'm just giving standard one, cust to p1, because this is change type. Here change request attributes to be taken over. So we have to know which attributes has to be taken over. So USMD TS field name we have to give here. TS field name means it is taking as USMD field name. So I will just do it in inline declaration here. So value USMD TS field name. So here I am just declaring directly with empty ones. Now IF attachments, I don't want to take over any attachments, so abap false. Object list abap false. Nodes abap false. So I am using this one, take over object list. That's it. So it is fine. Now here I have to import the new CR type here. So EV change request ID means the new change request number which is going to get created here we can receive. So LO underscore new C request ID. I'm just using this. Now here for now it is done completely, but still we are still having some more work to be done here. This is just a sample, guys. Still we need to do. So I am just keeping. Now to create follow-ups here, we have to make more code changes here. We have to tell this system by using convenience API. So CL USMD CONV SOM governance API. This is called convenience API, and from this we have to get instance. Now here you can export model name. I am just copying this BP model and pasting here. And receiving convenience API. Data LO CONV go API. I am just using this one. I am not considering any catch blocks as of now. Now we are getting convenience API from this. Now we have to read which data is there in this particular change request. So to do that, we are having inside this, we are having So from convenience API, we'll just try to read object list. Get object list. So from this get object list. So from this convenient API, we can use get object list here, and we can try to import that one here. So lt object list. So after getting this, we can remove unnecessary things here, catch, try catch and all. Now here we can do some modifications. This is of different way. This is loop at lt object list into data ls object list. Now ls object list, and it is of having entity. So after looping it, we have to check if this entity is equal to BP header. BP header means IF MDG BP constants. In this GC underscore BP model entity BP. So this is BP header. If this is equal to, now I am keeping and if. So inside BP header, we have to check ls assign ls object list r structure to field symbol ls r struct. Now if ls r struct, if this field symbol is assigned, then we have to write a code. So and if this particular field symbol is assigned, then assign component this one I am copying here, r structure ls r struct to field symbol lv bp header. So we will get bp header value. So after getting that, now we have to keep if condition. If lv bp header is assigned, then lv bp header, this is of normal variable, not yet assigned. So I am assigning at the top data lv bp header type. As you know, bp header will be of type bu business partner. So I am using it directly and assigning that field symbol to this particular local variable. So header now again we have to end if. So finally lv bp header will have value of business partner number. So now we have to do end loop. After doing this, we got bp header already now. So after doing this, we have to do another one. So LO C request or LO convenience API, we have to go and check inside C request API now. LO C request API. In this we will have add object list option. So just go and add this. Now entity type means we have to add this one, but it is a field name, so we should not do like this. GC field minus, here we can see field name means in this particular interface it is provided by SAP. So inside this field name means BP underscore header. We can directly give here. This is of type field name, so it will not produce any issue. Now LT C request entity. So this one we have to check how it is there. USMD T C request entity. This is of type this one. So inside this we are having all these values. So this one I can give one shortcut for this. So instead of giving structure and table types declaration at the top, we can directly assign this, because ABAP 7.4 format has given us a new syntax to assign directly. So here we can directly give value, and then we have to give what is the type of that. USMD TS, USMD TS, no, USMD TC request entity. TC request entity. So inside this, because it is a table, we have to use two brackets here. If it is structure, we can just use one bracket and give it off. So because it is table, I am just using this. Now USMD C request is equal to, here we have to add a new one. So that new change request is this LB new change request ID we are getting here. I am just adding here, and then USMD underscore entity. What is the entity we have to give here? So entity already we are using this one. Copy this. I am not just hard coding, guys. I am using in professional format, because hard coding means again it doesn't look good. So yes, now I am giving USMD entity object. So this object is also same one. I am just pasting here. Now what is the remaining one? USMD sequence number, we have to give it. Sequence number we can give it as 1. I am just hard coding it. Now USMD underscore value is equal to, now value of this particular this entity object, it is BP header, right? So value of the type 1 entity is the one we are getting here. LV BP header is the value. So I am just pasting it here and closing both of them. That's it. Now importing, we don't even need to import that added entity. So it is showing it is not type compatible. USMD entity object. So this is coming because it is expecting something else. Field name means, let's see what is there here. Field name means it is of type USMD entity. USMD means char9. It should be of entity. So because it is expecting entity, we provided it the name of the field. That's why it is causing that issue. So instead I will do GC business partner model entity. Now I will give entity name directly here. Now we can see that error will be gone. That's it. Now we have added object list and click on activate. Here after adding object list, we have to do some more steps. So I am just enqueuing this change request. Now I am using write method. Now I am using LOC request API DQ change request. That's it. So shortly I am enqueuing it, dequeuing and saving it and dequeuing it. So even if we use save change request, we have to add some data into that. So for that we have to use CLC request API and then here write value. So here we have to write the value. Field name means we have to give entity name. So write value field name means field name. So entity, my field name is, attribute name is BP header. So instead of giving this IF MDG BP constants, here field name is GC underscore field BP underscore header. So here in write value IT data, I will use any table. So in any table, just before doing this, we need to know in which format that particular value is. To know that, we can either use LOC request API, create data reference or something will be there. Yeah, create data reference. We can use this by giving entity, or else this is some method and I will give you another method. So we can see at data model level, MDG generates some structures called PP structures for mappings and all. So we can use that structure as well. I will try to use that structure now. So I am just trying to give that one. I know that for MDG business partner we will have structures in the format of, it will start with /MDG BP. So I will try to assign that one. So LT data of BP. Type table of, I am trying to give table here, of slash mdg pp slash underscore s underscore. Generally it will start with pp mapping, pp underscore, first bp underscore, pp underscore. Here it will have entity name. So entity name is bp underscore header. So it will be of type this one. Now, so shortly I am doing now in inline declaration append. So what we have to append? Now I am appending value slash mdgbp underscore s underscore bp underscore pp underscore bp underscore header. So in this I am going to give, in this I am going to give one method. Before doing this we can check if this is having any table type in our system by standard or not. So to search that I am going to this table type and I am just clicking on where user list. So I am unchecking all of them and trying to check table types. So structure table types was not found. It is not found in any table type. So we don't have any alternative now. We have to use like this only. So underscore mdg. Now I am giving here bp header and its value is lv bp header. Now append value to lt data bp. So we are having that. Now I am writing that value here, lt data underscore bp. That's it. We are writing value, activate this. Now everything is done. We are ready to move on. So I am just going to this search customer and clicking on new organization, create customer test. Now it has to work perfectly. So test, I'm just going to some grouping, random grouping. Now A, B, W, check and submit it. Now workflow is currently being processed. Now after refresh, it went to final check to be performed. So it is in this step at global data steward. Now I am closing this, just going to workflow log, and 389555 is the work item number. So I will enter same thing. Nine five triple three. Triple five. Now this is the work item number. Now I can go here, open this one, here I am just clicking on activate button. So activation has been started now. Let's wait for some time, some 5 to 10 seconds. Now after refresh, it has been final check approved. So 276. Now let's check 277 it got created or not. 277 it got created. Now let's see 277 is there in USMD 120C or not. In this table 277 has been created or not. 277, so yeah, we can see it got created in the system as well. So here now if you reset this, we can see this magic here. Follow up C request 277 is showing here. So this is the out of box concept, guys. Now after 276 automatically this here has been created 277. So this is like hyperlink. So this is the follow-up change request. Now after clicking on 277 automatically a change request will get opened. So after clicking this, same CR with same number will get opened in change format. So thank you guys for watching. See you in next lecture.